Finding ways to inspire and motivate yourself, I think, is something we all struggle with as creatives. Sometimes just finding the time is the battle itself. That's why most of my videos end up being super early in the morning, because I have to go to work, and then when I get home I like to spend my time with the family. So today I'm up early again to try and challenge myself to get some new photos for Instagram while it's still dark, and just kind of see what I can come up with. And if it works, great. I have some content for YouTube, I have some content for Instagram, perfect. If it doesn't work out, well then I guess this video will never see the light of day and I'll just pretend like this didn't happen. So I've got about 30 to 40 minutes before I have to leave for work, and I've come to the city centre. So I'm gonna try and get some nice photos. I have my GoPro here, I'm gonna turn it on and sort of show you how I set up, because obviously I'm gonna have to use this camera as my main picture camera. I'm also gonna change out the lens for a 25mm prime lens. It's got a lower aperture, so it's gonna let in more light in these dark situations. So I guess now I'll try to turn on the GoPro. And you see, GoPro on. So let's have a wander around and see what kind of pictures I can come up with. Okay, so just switching over to voiceover now. So I basically started by wandering around this city centre square. And to be honest with you, for the first 5-10 minutes I was really struggling. Couldn't find any good compositions, any nice subjects. Obviously there were lots of lights around, but I weren't really after that Christmassy vibe. I kind of started to give up, strolling back to the car and noticed this archway. I thought it looked pretty cool. Figured I could get a nice picture in there. Obviously the ground's quite wet, so the reflections are quite nice. Set my camera up and just checking around, because I had to run over and leave my camera there. So just jogging in. Just posed for a couple of pictures. So the first one there, the old wondering what's over there, and then the fail-safe strolling, and then that's when I started to really feel like quite positive, started to get in the groove. Noticed this bank with these cool pillars. Set the camera up, get some settings, run over, put the timer on. Again, the good old stroll. Thought that was quite a nice shot. I've also put the camera settings, as you can see, for you guys. Figured I'd take a look down the other end of here, and some guy walked out of nowhere, scared the hell out of me. Decided that was a bad idea. Here, pretty much the same composition as the archway from before. I wanted to get some depth, so I was thinking to use these chalets from the Christmas market, but it didn't really work. There was no nice composition. Saw this shop, I figured that looked quite nice. Some nice lighting coming from the windows. Again, set the camera up, run over, give the old Instagram pose, looking into the shop window. And then I did have an idea before I even came out that this new gate was going to look pretty cool. It's very rustic style, just grabbed one shot of that. Coming back to this shop, thought the lights here were pretty cool. Got a couple of different angles for this one. So yeah, pretty happy with it overall. This was the end of that. Going back to the car. I guess back to you, Ryan. So all finished up. The city centres start to get a little sketchy around this time. That's sort of 5 to 6 a.m. where the real hardcore people are straggling home from a night out or the pub or whatever. A few dodgy characters started to linger around, so cut it short a little bit earlier just to get out of there. They didn't fancy being around there with my camera and everything. Started going really well in the end, finding lots of nice spots. But now, yeah, I've got to go to work now. But before I do, turn the engine off. I have to fill my tyre up with air